I'm on the road to 800 subscribers. If you like what you're hearing, go ahead and subscribe so you can listen more. And drop the like, smash the like button and drop a comment in the chat. I love the reason I started this podcast was, for one, I love basketball, and for two, I like to talk basketball with other people. Whether you agree with my takes or not, you have completely different takes. Like, I just want to talk ball with you. Okay, let's move on. So, buyer's remorse. The Cavaliers window is closing. Now, we've seen the Cavs. Matter of fact, I was really ready to rip them apart real quick. But I think there's a little bit of buyer's remorse here for the Cleveland Cavaliers. We know that in the middle of the season, they traded away Darius Garland and acquired James Harden. And then as they progressed a little more, they also got Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis. They got rid of DeAndre Hunter. They acquired Larry Nance Jr. I can't think off the top of, they got rid of Ty Jerome, who went to the Grizzlies. So, they definitely got rid of some guys who produced a lot for them. And what I see right now is they decided, we're going to double down on Donovan Mitchell. And we're going to get rid of Garland, despite Garland being a really great point guard for them. But I don't want to I'll put that topic second, and I'll stick first to talking about the James Harden, Keon Ellis, and Dennis Schroeder of it all, because I think that's one part of it. And then looking at them deciding to pick Spider as the ones who they're going to build around and get rid of Darius Garland, and what that looks like for Spider as a guard, because we know when Darius Garland was there, he was more like a shooting guard. And I think he's had a way better season last year than he's having this year. And I think it's because his position isn't really defined. Even with the acquisition of James Harden, it just seems like he's put in this awkward position where, are you the point guard? Are you the guard? And it's affecting his ability to catch rhythm offensively. And for Spider, he needs that, because we know he is not a good 3-point shooter. He's shooting 36% from the 3 right now. And if you're a guard, most tagged as shooting guard, I think you should be shooting way better from the 3. To be honest, 36% is not the elite level of shooting a volume guy like Donovan Mitchell should be getting. But okay, let me stick to Harden, Schroeder, and Ellis. And I think how this dynamic has completely shifted the way their offense has looked. We know that Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis, Keon coming from Sacramento and Schroeder coming from multiple different teams. The list goes on and on. But I think the most recent team he was on was the Pistons. I don't know, that man be on so many teams. But before he got to Cleveland, he was on the Pistons. And what we know about Schroeder is that guy plays great defense. He's fundamentally sound. But Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder are defensive men before they are offense. They'll make a 3 here and there, this and that. But one thing about Schroeder is he takes forever to make a decision, and it really bothers me. And with the Cleveland Cavaliers not really having, we see Spider get a lot of buckets offensively in the transition, but when it gets to their backcourt, I'm concerned for the Cavaliers offense. Their backcourt is I don't even have the word for it. It's stagnant. It's very slow. It's very easy to, as an opponent, to build a defense around it. I mean, let's just double Spider and play Harden straight up, push him right. There's so many different things, and leave and sag back on Schroeder, sag back on Keon. Because what I see and even with, I want to ask Kenny Atkinson what he's thinking with his rotation, because there's never really a time where we see. It's like if they put James Harden in, they're taking Schroeder out, or they're taking Keon, or they're taking Donovan out. I don't even get to see Donovan and Harden in most of the time at the same time, because I think that Donovan Mitchell's position is undefined, because you could put Schroeder in and sure, he can act as that one. So then now you got Mitchell on the side, but you can't have Harden and Schroeder in at the same time. It's like when you watch the Cavs, they're trying to choose between a backcourt that's going to be score heavy or defense heavy. They haven't really found a rotation that blends both. And so then they struggle to score. And I don't think it's sustainable for the playoffs. in the past, in the playoffs, the Cavs have let us down these past 4 years. The reason I feel like they went number 1 in the regular season last year in the East, or was that the Celtics? Was it the year before? Or was it last year that they went number 1? I think it was last year they were number 1 in the regular season. And I feel like the Cavs, they disappointed a lot of people with them playing against Orlando again. And it's just they just their postseason is trash. So of course when they traded Darius Garland and brought in James Harden, it raised a lot of questions for people because we know James Harden's reputation in the postseason. But I don't know. For me, I've been saying like maybe, just maybe, James Harden might surprise us in the postseason with this Cavalier team. I can't really tell you why, but seeing them struggle so much in the regular season, I'm definitely concerned for them. But it's a point where I'm wondering, could we see this level of intensity, like the heart of these players? I don't know, y'all. You know what? I'm trying to give them way too much credit because I started thinking even Evan Mobley hasn't even really been hooping. I think he's averaging like 22 points and 10 rebounds a game. And although those are solid numbers, compared to what he did last year in the pressure and the I guess the word for like for Evan Mobley and the anticipation people have for him in this season, he has let a lot of people down. And I'm not sure if it has to do with the acquisition of the new pieces or them constantly trying to. It's like they're in a mini rebuild, low key. You might think with all these players that they have on their team that are seasoned and superstar and this and that you would think that it wouldn't be such a long adjustment period. But it concerns me that it's been over a month, 2 months, and 3 months, and they still adjusting. And I'm wondering, it's starting to beg the question, like, now, if we look at the 2026 playoff picture for the Cavs, right now they sit 4th overall in the East, and they would play against the Raptors, who I think are sneaky good. The Raptors aren't being talked about enough this year. And if they were to battle it out right now, I would take the Raptors winning 100%. Sounds crazy, but actually doesn't. I would definitely take the Raptors, Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly. Yes, I take Jakob Poeltl over what the Cavs have been doing. And it could somewhat be a stretch, but I'm telling y'all, the way the Cavs are looking, I don't think there's any more excuses that this team has left. And if you're a Cavaliers fan and you blame it on Harden, everybody blames it on Harden because no matter what team he gets on, the postseason be looking crazy. Except don't blame him. Don't blame Harden for the bubble year. The Rockets definitely should have made it in. They had a really good season, so I don't want to, but we didn't even get to see that. You feel what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, but still, we know how Harden is, but I don't think you can completely blame Harden. I think we got to start looking at Kenny Atkinson. We got to look at Donovan Mitchell, and some of it could have to do with Kenny or whatever system that they have for him. Maybe we need to redefine. Maybe Donovan needs to have like an identity crisis in with the guard. He's labeled as a guard, but bro, are you a shooting guard or are you a point guard? Because I don't know. I definitely appreciate Spider. This is not like to bash Spider. I like Spider. I drafted him on my fantasy team last year. The man is a beast. Don't get me wrong, but if we're gonna spotlight James Harden in the postseason, we gotta spotlight Donovan Mitchell. We gotta spotlight Evan Mobley. Like we gotta put these other guys up on the chopping block as well, because the continuity of the Cavs has been about 4 years with the same core. Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley, Donovan. Now they just got rid of Darius Garland, but I don't even think he was the problem. And so this just begs the question, did the Cavs really make the right decision with getting rid of Garland? Should they have just gotten rid of Spider? Or was it like a good thing that they doubled down on Spider? And then they brought in James Harden. I think they try to put a Band-Aid on it, but I truly believe they delayed the truth of what the Cleveland Cavaliers really are. And I'm hoping they prove me wrong. Like, I always love to be proved wrong. Like, I don't want to Raptors are sneaky. Heck yeah. I don't sneaky good. I don't want to put like I don't want to be that person who's trying to drag a team down. I would love to be proved wrong when it comes to me saying a team's not gonna go far. Like, all right, show me something. You feel what I'm saying? But I think they have buyer's remorse and their window is closing, and they think they're going through a rebuild right now. Wait till they lose to the Raptors in the playoffs if that's how the seeding ends up happening. Just wait. Let me just check the playoff picture records, because the Cavs are 44-27, the Raptors are 39-30, and then the Hawks are 39-32. Now that adds another layer to the conversation, because we've seen how good the Hawks are. They're becoming, man, they got one of the nastiest backcourts I think the game has seen in a while in the East. And so I really like this Hawks being 39-32. They could sneak into the 5th position. But I see the Raptors holding tight. I really do. And again, the Cavs, if you look at the last 10 games of the Cavs, they're 7-10. So as far as winning and losing, it's not like they're losing a lot, but just really watch. Like, next time a Cavs game is on, just watch them play. Did they play tonight? Let me see. Really pay attention to that offense, bro. I'm scared for their offense. Nah, they don't play tonight. They don't even play tomorrow. They play Tuesday against the Magic, which I think is a really great game for y'all to tune in and watch the Cavs. If they have not been on your radar, go watch them against Orlando, because that's actually perfect. They've seen them twice in the playoffs in the past few years. So watching them play in the regular season against Orlando is going to show a lot about what I'm talking about. Okay. I think I've been on my soapbox about Harden enough. Or the Cavaliers overall. But if for anyone who just tuned in, I was talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers and how their time's almost up for being a high contender team in consideration. They've managed to do well in the regular season, but it doesn't translate into the postseason. But specifically focused on this 2026 season and what their last few months has been since acquiring James Harden, Keon Ellis, Dennis Schroeder, Larry Nance Jr., etc., etc., etc. I don't really necessarily believe in this team to make it far in the playoffs at all. I see them getting cooked in the first round. And I'm wondering, now I have spent a good amount of this stream and even segment kind of bashing them, so giving them criticism. So maybe I can give them some adjustments I would personally make in the backcourt. Let's see. So the issue that I said they have is they're very stagnant. Dennis Schroeder can't shoot. Keon Ellis isn't reliable. They're very inconsistent guys, but they're defensive great. So they come off the bench. So I'm thinking they got Tyson. They have Craig Porter Jr. That's another thing I wanted to mention is their size. They're small. So I would use that to my advantage. I would try to speed up the game a little bit more. I think Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley can catch up to it. But I would focus more so getting as many touches to Evan Mobley as I possibly can. We got to get this man going again. We need to bring last year's Evan Mobley back and times it by 2, because I think that's really good. But they're so focused now on that guard, and Harden getting what he gets in offensive, he's still doing the things that Harden does, but unfortunately, that doesn't create a winning culture or a winning team. And so I think the Cavs are experiencing some buyer's remorse here. Redefine Donovan Mitchell's role as a shooting guard, maybe move Harden more towards more towards a 1. It's just they got to speed up their decision making. We know Harden likes to dribble. Oh, hold on. My bad. Speed up their decision making. We know Harden likes to dribble the air out the ball. Dennis Schroeder dribbles the air out the ball. Donovan Mitchell gets doubled, so he gets a little frantic. Like, we need to speed up the decision making, whether it be transition, getting the ball out as fast as possible, or in the backcourt, building an offense that moves the ball as much as possible. We don't need to see no Evan Mobley high screens. You can use Jarrett Allen as a high screen or even a screen, off-ball screens. Try as many off-ball screens as possible and get these guys moving. And then as many touches in the inside as possible offensively would drastically improve this Cavs team. Well, I mean, let's see. What's up, JT? Welcome to the chat. My Hawks got a brutal schedule after Monday. They do. They really do. But I don't see it impacting them in the regular season at all. I think they got what it takes to sustain their seeding. But overall, I think the Cavs, I'm not fully convinced. I don't think Harden, Keon, or Dennis Schroeder fits in with their vision. I don't think they've been helpful at all. It's like I see spurts of it, but it's not the whole entire game, and it's not gonna it's off in rhythm. It's not necessarily possession after possession. When they are down, it takes them a while to get back. Like they'll go down 20 in a quarter, and then they're fighting the whole rest of the time. And so sometimes I see them one pass shoot the ball. And then I also seen Tyson take a little bit of a back seat. And I think he's already proven to us in the first half of the year that he doesn't need to do that. And then they get Craig Porter Jr. off the bench. I'm not totally sold on Craig. I hope he's one of those guys that show up in the playoffs and he actually starts like cooking and like surprisingly cooking. Like, oh, this guy actually isn't bad. Like, he's not going to be an Andrew Nemhard. He's not going to be that guy. TJ McConnell, that's his name. I was literally thinking of TJ McConnell earlier. Okay. But I don't think he's going to be like a sneaky good type of point guard like Andrew Nemhard. But I do think Craig Porter Jr. brings his own little swag to the game, and he's a playmaker first and foremost, and I love that about him. Maybe focus on utilizing him a little bit more. Yes, he's small. He's a liability on defense, but if you're going to have James Harden on your team, then don't be too concerned about having Craig Porter on your team defensively. All right? So I would love to see Coach of the Year, Kenny Atkinson. He was Coach of the Year. Was it at one point? Am I tripping? I would just love to see Kenny figure it out for the Cavs. I think they still got a lot of work to do, and we'll see come playoffs.